Hi everyone, it's Laura and I hope you're all doing well. So for those of y'all who are new to my channel, welcome. I'm a registered dietitian and I'm all about plant-based nutrition. I also make videos for my future dietitians out there because I know there's a lot of questions going into this profession. And so today I am answering one of those questions. So I got asked to make a video on tips for passing the registered dietitian's exam. So if you're interested, then keep watching. So for those of y'all who are unsure what the RD exam is, so in order to become a dietitian, you have to do a 4-year undergraduate program, and then you have to do a 1,200-hour internship, and then you have to sit for the RD exam. So it's kind of the final step to become a registered dietitian. So literally my number one tip when going into studying for this exam is understanding that yes, whenever you're studying, you are gonna learn things. The likelihood of those things actually being a question on the exam is kind of small, I'll be honest. So my point in studying was to build my confidence, because your goal should be going into this exam. You shouldn't second guess yourself. Once you choose an answer, roll with it. And I think that's where a lot of people maybe go wrong, is they start to second guess themselves. Going into it, they're not confident. They don't feel like they're going to pass. And so as a result, they don't. And so understanding that studying, essentially the whole goal of it is just to build your confidence. It's kind of like the SAT or the ACT. Like, there are some strategies that you can learn that will definitely help you. However, learning specific content, the likelihood of it being on the exam is kind of small. So when going into studying and you have this giant book, all these flashcards, what should you study? I recommend studying things that you know absolutely nothing about, or your knowledge on it is very limited. So when I was going through flashcards, I didn't go through anything when it came to clinical. When it came to medical nutrition therapy, I didn't review it because I knew a lot, because my internship and my master's were in clinical nutrition. I was literally in the hospital for the majority of my rotations. And so I focused more on, there's a bunch of like laws and history and things like that. So I focused more on that. I also focused on food service management, like making sure I knew that 3 teaspoons equals a tablespoon and what the different sizes of the scoopers are and things like that. So those are things that I reviewed, again, more so to build my confidence to where I'm super confident in medical nutrition therapy, but everything else is kind of meh. So I reviewed the things that my internship that weren't the strong things that I learned in my internship. My next recommendation is to not tell anyone when you're taking the test. Don't tell anyone. You can tell your mom and your dad, but literally don't tell anyone, because that puts unnecessary pressure on you, because you know that all these people, if you don't put something on Facebook that day saying, I passed, blah, 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 then you have that unnecessary pressure from other people that if you completely remove that out of the picture, I promise going into the test, you'll feel so much better. Honestly, I can't remember if I told anyone. I don't remember. But I would recommend not telling anyone. People can know you're studying or whatever, or that you have to take it, but don't tell them the exact date. Just do yourself a favor. Also, remember that at least this is how it was for me. It was computerized, and literally one of the first questions was, do you want your results sent to your schools? So I could send it to Rush. I think they even gave me the option of sending it to Auburn. Heck no, do not click that, because again, that puts unnecessary pressure on you right before the exam. And honestly, if you don't pass, no one's gonna know if you don't tell anyone. Literally, because I know with my school, like when I was taking the test, they put pressure on us because they wanted us to pass the first time around, because the last time someone failed or didn't pass the first time around was in like 1985 or something. And so my recommendation is just don't tell anyone and vote or like click to not send it to anyone. And if you don't pass, you can take it again. It's not the end of the world. I think because so many of us are very type A, very studious, we're perfectionists and things like that. We want to pass the first time around. But it is important to prepare and to be ready. But if you don't pass, you can take it again. I know there's like a time frame you have to wait before you can take it again. I'm not sure of that time frame. But if you don't tell anyone, if your internship doesn't know, then you can retake it, and it's literally not a big deal. It doesn't mean you're never going to become an RD. It doesn't mean you're a loser or you failed at life. It's one test, and sometimes we need that trial and error. Sometimes we need to know what to expect going into it before we can be successful, and that's okay. And I think that's part of the hype of the RD exam, is like all this unnecessary pressure that we put on ourselves. We do it to ourselves, but it's not necessary, I promise. Prepare, feel like you're prepared, be confident going into it, and know that if you don't do well, it's okay, that you are going to become an RT. You can take the test again, I promise you. So I hope these tips helped y'all out. If you're about to take the RD exam, good luck to you. I'm sending good vibes your way. Chill out, take a breather. I know it's easier said than done, but everything will be okay, I promise. Everything that happens to you for your benefit, and just remember that. And so if y'all have any questions or comments, whether it's about the RD exam or not, then feel free to ask me. I hope y'all are all doing well. Also, please feel free to give me recommendations for future videos, because I love making videos that y'all like. That's important to me. Also, I'm available for meal planning, one-on-one counseling. I also wrote a book about plant-based nutrition, so I'll leave all the information for that below as well. And I hope y'all are doing well, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.